Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for March 2013, and much more upbeat than where you've been of late, more outgoing, you getting an appetite for getting out there. This energy tends to raise the spirits, helps you to get things in perspective, helps you to just get some space from it, get at one remove from whatever it's about. And then as the energy increases, then you'll be off and away and feeling probably walking with a lighter step, many of you. But you know, it's always different for different people, different strokes for different folks. So during this period, you may start to feel more enthusiastic about things, brimming with plans and ideas, maybe involving learning stuff as well. This is a great time to be learning new things, to be in training, but also you yourself on an informal level, looking into things, researching things, figuring stuff out, and joining up the dots. So definitely a good time to plan ahead, a good moment to test the waters on something too, as I say, to push your boat out into maybe uncharted waters. But before you do, ask questions, and don't, if there's one thing I will say about this area of your solar chart, it tends to overlook details. So even though we do tend to stumble and trip up on details, if there's too many of them, and we lose the will to live because there's just so many details and things to think about. Here, just don't overlook important details, and you should be fine. And you know, be as thorough as you can, but in a light sort of a way. And it could be a good time for some of you to travel, some of you to have more connection with foreign lands, and to plan a holiday, take a break. Definitely a good time to be getting out and about to places that you don't go to normally, mixing with people that you don't mix with normally, and just refreshing your mind and spirit, refreshing your palate, as it were. And then from the 20th, the sun moves into a more grown-up, serious sort of an area where you are going to take your position in life more seriously, your aims and ambitions more seriously, be conscious, more conscious of them anyway, more conscious of maybe outer image, role, the public side of things, and the needs of others, and having to be responsible in keeping to certain schedules, standards, rules, maybe having to deal with officialdom more, or bosses and authority figures, or parents. Now, Mercury is in this very outgoing, upbeat area, so I don't think you're going to be too serious as after the sun goes in there, even though it's going to be preceded by Mars into that more serious grown-up area, but also succeeded by Venus. And so you're going to have the sun and two planets in this more area to do with responsibilities, but Mercury is going to stay in this very sort of upbeat area. It's going to be loving what it's learning, probably, particularly up until the 22nd. And it's a good time to refresh your mental palette, get outside of the box, get interested, read something that's not your usual stuff, or get to places which help you to, as I said before, get some distance from any kind of things that have been troubling you or problems, and definitely a time to be linking more, connecting more with those from a different cultural background or foreign, what you call foreign or even alien, or who are at a distance, and beating the drum on something perhaps as part of this picture, putting it out there, sharing your knowledge, being the teacher, or in fact probably it's likely you cross paths more with teachers over this month of March anyway, those from whom you can learn. And I mean, it might just be a little child, it might be an animal, it might be a great oak tree, it might be, but teachings are there for you, Cancer, over this month of the year. And Mercury is actually going to be there until mid-April. So you may be the guided, you may be the informed, or you may be the guider and the informer, the mentor, and Mercury, yes, Mercury's been there for quite some time and will continue to be there until mid-April. From the 22nd, faces from a distance, places at a distance are going to have more appeal for you, and will generally have positive influences connected with them. And a personal a relationship or a professional one could be centered around or could revolve around travel, a foreign culture, those at a distance. A relationship may be with somebody at a distance, and you're more likely to connect in a friendly sort of way with those who can teach you, or officially they are teachers, they are guru figures. Connecting with those sorts of people more in a friendly way, in a relaxed way up until the 22nd. And publications and education and the legal side of things can come into here as well, or connecting with people who know more about the legal side of things, or who have an expertise in another area, in this very sort of friendly, supportive vibe. So if you have to be involved with something, with those types of people who are advice giving or teaching or know about the legal side or have an expertise in another area, then up until the 22nd would be a good time to do it, because you'll get on with them and they'll get on with you. The two things sort of go hand in hand, don't they? And then from the 22nd, Venus goes to the top of your solar chart, meaning authority figures, bosses, guardian figures, parental figures, tend to see you in a good light. Venus is a great balancer wherever she goes, and there could be an ally, possibly a female, possibly not, who's very much on your side, who very much can give you sort of a boost up the ladder in some way, who very much is invaluable to your success. Or it may be, if you're not, because that's with you channeling the Venus, energy through you, you could be that person who is supportive to another. You could be that person who gives another the boost up the ladder, because really the way the planetary energies are working, one of the ways the planetary energies are working, out of many, in any given aspect or situation, is, that's some sellotape, is the... Actually, it's called something different in the States, isn't it? Like Scotch tape? That's it. Or maybe it used to be, maybe it isn't anymore. But the planetary energies can kind of channel through you, and that's the bit that you have the control over. But also, when an aspect is ongoing, you have the vibe around you, a bit like weather, you know. So the bit you've got control over is what I try and emphasize. So anyway, with Venus up there, you can come across, you know, you can present very well. Your people skills are going better. You can come across in a manner when you need somebody's help, somebody who's in a position to help you, they'll probably quite like your style. So work it, you know, and make it work for you. And you probably have more positive interaction with those sorts of people, bosses and officials and parents and those sorts of people, or anybody who is in a position, you know, more powerful position than you are at the moment, who can help you. And as I say, you yourself could be the one who gives somebody a firm and friendly boost up the ladder. Now, until the 12th, Mars is in the same place as it's been over the whole of February, and it will finish on the 12th. You gathering information, you getting out there more, that you know, definitely being refreshed by plunging into new environments, new territories, enrolling in something to, you know, active, to learn something new, shaking off the cobwebs. A good time for anything that helps you to get outside yourself, shake off the cobwebs and get out of the routine box, just reaching out. Then from the 12th is a period when you'll be feeling more about career orientated, serious about things, about decidedly setting yourself on a course of action. whether that's just a more sensible diet or exercise routine, or whether it's something to do with your actual work, or whether it's something to do with something in your life, something where you've got to be the authority for others, and give a firm direction to others. I can't say from here, but this means this area here is this area to do with responsibilities in life, and taking on board things, and doing your best to be successful, achieving targets and goals, and being decisive and energetic, not waiting around for others to make up their mind, but actually forging ahead. However, Mars can be hasty, Mars can be feisty, and too aggressive, or be seen anyway as aggressive. So you might get the aggressive side of authority figures or parents at this time, or bosses. You might feel that aggression channeling through you. So it's either objectively out around you or subjectively within you. So just watch out for that, and try to work the Venus energy a little bit more to sort of cool down that hot boiling point, or beyond boiling point, when it sort of turns into steam, and then it should be okay. But you could get annoyed and frustrated with the powers that be. But just don't be too hasty, and then you'll be able to get on very well with the master plan. Now, every month I mention the slower outer planets, and I will again here mentioning which part of your sign they're affecting the most this month. Jupiter is in an area to do with letting go, forgiving, looking within, being self-reflective, introspective a little bit more over these several months, and figuring that obviously the effect of your behavior, or rather your behavior has had a certain effect on people, or is having a certain effect on you, maybe your well-being, maybe your health, and that you need to do something about it. So that is a way that Jupiter can work there. Also developing things behind the scenes, being more charitable or altruistic, or concerned for the well-being of others, looking at the suffering of certain others, in this world, and wanting to do something about it. But also Jupiter in this area is very good for connecting with a very, I was going to say elite, but a very specialist group of people who have an interest in common, who want to learn something together. So it can be anything like that. But you can be your own worst enemy, and just be careful that you don't shoot yourself in the foot with some old ingrained patterns sort of rising up to the surface, and your behavior becomes inappropriate. So lots of learning can be happening with Jupiter there, and of course Jupiter is there until June, after which it goes into your sign, and it works very differently then. And you Cancerians born between the 26th and the 30th of June, or with around 7 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn demands a more serious, nurturing attention to creative or speculative projects. Also towards young people, children, animals, any kind of romantic connection that you have, having to just work harder to get that to go right. Also anything to do with leisure activities, hobbies, but definitely anything to do, as I say, with speculative or investment projects. And a little bit more about that on my website probably. You Cancerians born between the 30th of June and the 4th of July, with 9 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Uranus is in a hard angle to your sign, as is Pluto, doing a cosmic makeover on you. Uranus will be there till 2019. And Pluto, no, Uranus is not going to be there until 2019. That's not possible. So that's not right. That's my notes. And Uranus is going to be there until around about 2016. And Pluto's in your opposite sign for a bit longer than that. So this is the universe doing a makeover job on you. And even though you don't feel like it, you say, you're saying, not now, later. Events may unfold quite rapidly at certain points when Uranus draws close to an important point in your natal chart where the apple cart really does get upset. You Cancerians born between the 27th of June and the 1st of July, or with 6 to 10 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Early Cancerians will feel the beneficial effect of the Neptune transit in 2013. It's in a fantastic angle to your sun sign. It means more of a pull to learn about spirituality, philosophy, be more idealistic, and some of you may develop your artistic or communication skills to a very advanced degree here. Some of you could be writing things or accessing a larger audience in some way, and definitely be there for others, helping them to understand, but also you yourself being somewhat of the pilgrim and wanting to understand maybe the higher laws and the sort of the mystical side, perhaps. You Cancerians born between the 23rd and 26th of June, or with 2 to 5 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. And Pluto is, along with Uranus, doing this makeover on you, giving you a very strong drive to be more fully you. In your through your relationships, really to be with somebody who's like you. But before you can do that, you've got to find out who you is, or who you are. But you know what I mean. So, and I'm hearing some people going, "No, I don't." But to be more fully yourself, not just the small, lower self, but the higher self. Your expanded self, your root self, the self that came from the source originally, and maturing you and deepening you through relationships and through primarily really your relationship with yourself and your self-understanding. And others may be radically affecting your life, those in close relationship to you, and you're learning, you're being deepened through that, you're being matured through those experiences, and it's helping you to know your absolute bottom line truth on something, your values on something. You Cancerians born between the 30th of June and the 3rd of July, or with 9 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. And that's it for March. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, find the forecast for those, and it'll add to subtract from what I've said here, and I'll see you the next time. Oh, and by the way, if you have emailed me and you're thinking, is she ever going to answer this email? Yes, I will get round to it. There's been an awful lot going on, and I've only got one pair of hands, and I really, really wish that I could just wave a magic wand and just do them all. But I have I've been quite overwhelmed with the number of requests for reading. So thank you for your patience, and I will get round to it, and you will get an answer.